Hey Oprah, good morning. How are you, darling? You looking very good. How do you think the election went?
Not talking about the election. Thank you very much.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Not true, okay.
Meanwhile,
oh, go figure. Look at this. Oh, look at this. First thing I do is I say, would you look at this? You know what I mean? Yeah. Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What the heck is that?
What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and pretty spicy stuff brewing around Kamala Harris's campaign finance decisions and whether or not they might be legal. And to be totally honest with you, I don't have high hopes since politicians get away with this kind of nonsense all the time. But some pretty embarrassing stuff coming out. First, she didn't pay anybody. First, she never paid Oprah. She never paid Megan Thee Stallion or whatever. And she never paid Beyonce. Everybody just loves Kamala. Well, turns out, at least as new information is coming out, it appears that she did, in fact, pay these people, a fact that they have been caught lying about on camera. Oprah herself came out and specifically denied to camera that she was not paid by Kamala Harris, except we have the evidence of that. Now we have more information around Al Sharpton getting a dubious $500,000 donation to his nonprofit just days before Kamala Harris did an interview with him. This is literal, in my opinion, I guess, bribery. These are undisclosed financial payment from a media perspective. They were paid to do the interviews. There are laws with the FTC that say you have to disclose that kind of thing. This is wild. Let's get into, by the way, I want to remind everyone, the pre-order for the Christmas Trump cookbook is on. The final revisions have been made. This is the summer version, which is also for sale. The Christmas version is 50 recipes, all hilarious. Stuff like, a threat to our democ cookies and all sorts of other hilarious cornflake was a bad dude casserole and Tiny Tim's sticky horseshoe sandwich, McMega fries, and all sorts of stuff like that. An amazing gift for you or for someone you love or for somebody you want to give the rub-ins for this Christmas. They will be arriving in plenty of time for Christmas, so make sure you use the link in the description to pre-order yours now. And Meta PCs is the sponsor of this video. It's the computer I use. It's the computer that runs my business. Promo code QUARTERING to save. Kamala Harris' campaign donated $500,000 to Al Sharpton's nonprofit before softball MSNBC interview. Now, we saw on MSNBC, we saw some news about MSNBC yesterday. Things are not going super great for them. Viewership on many of their shows has dropped as much as 70%. And the scuttlebutt on the street is that their ownership, which I believe is Comcast, wants to sell them. Now we're finding out that Kamala Harris, before her tough interview, she paid the guy off. The Harris Walls campaign funneled $500,000 from all those middle-class citizens that were trying to get her elected to Al Sharpton's nonprofit, the National Action Network, prior to the vice president's softball sit-down interview with the civil rights activist. Vice President Kamala Harris's team made two donations of $250,000 to Sharpton's group on September 5th and October 1st, according to the Federal Election Commissions. It's going to be shocking to see how much more of this stuff comes out. Imagine if you were some, just a regular person donating $5, $10, or $20 to Kamala Harris, and you found out that she was using it to pay for concerts and to buy off reporters. I mean, first of all, if you didn't know Al Sharpton was a complete scumbag, well, now you do. The cash flow came in the context of payments totaling $5.4 million to various Black and Latino activist organizations as the campaign set its sights on galvanizing support among minority voters. You mean buying it? And she still lost them. Available campaign finance records are only through mid-October, so we're really going to see when they come out, how this last couple of weeks shook out and how many other people were paid off. We're going to get some information on whether or not $10 million was really paid to Beyonce and all this kind of stuff. Harris sat down with Al Sharpton on MSNBC for an interview that aired on October 20th. I wonder if MSNBC knew that he was funneling off the top. You know, I wonder if they know that he took $1 million. She sat down with the interview just 3 weeks shy of the election. Just shy of 3 weeks after their campaign paid Al Sharpton off. I mean, made a $500,000 donation to his quote-unquote nonprofit. Sharpton heaped praise on Harris during the sit-down, at one point drawing parallels to Shirley Chisholm, the first black woman elected to Congress, who later unsuccessfully vied for presidency in 1972. During the interview on his Politics Nation show, Harris also glossed over Sharpton bringing up complaints that she was too progressive. The outgoing vice president has long had a friendly rapport with the fake reverend, dating back decades. At the start of October, Sharpton played a video wishing him happy birthday and hailing him as an extraordinary leader and a voice for truth and enriching himself. Whoops, sorry. That second part was just my anecdotal evidence or anecdotal opinion. Of course, Harris and her campaign have been keen on stemming the hemorrhaging among minorities, particularly males. Black men opted to vote for President Donald Trump by about 21%, as did 54% of Latino male voters, per Edison Research exit data poll data. Polls had pegged Harris losing ground with those key groups of voters heading into the November 5th election. So she thought, like most Democrats do, the best thing to do would be to buy the campaign, would be to pour your own money just to buy the votes. As of October 16th, the Harris-Walz campaign raked in $1 billion and shelled out $880 million per FEC records. Subsequent reports have indicated that the campaign ended the November 5th election $20 million in debt. When combined with outside spending, Harris had over $1.6 billion backing her as of mid-October, according to Open Secrets. By contrast, Trump had raised just $380 million and had a total of about $1 billion cash total raised in or hauled in. Harris' campaign war crest grew so much that her team stopped boasting about its figures, ostensibly fearing that it could dissuade donors from giving her even more money. Wow. I mean, wow. Now here's what's really interesting. Since Harris's defeat, it was revealed by the Washington Examiner that her campaign had spent $1 million on Oprah Winfrey's production companies and about 6 figures to create the set for the Veep's interview on the Call Her Daddy BJ podcast. Winfrey denied she received any money from the payment to her company, Harpo Productions, which is, of course, I'm sure a lie. In addition to Sharpton's National Action Network, the Harris campaign also doled out $2 million to the National Urban League, $150,000 to Black Economic Alliance, and other companies. Well, what's funny to me is Oprah says she didn't take personal fee for the event. I mean, this is literally a lie. I mean,
Hey Oprah, good morning. How are you, darling? You looking very good. How do you think the election went?
Not talking about the election. Thank you very much.
Oh, is it true that they paid you $1 million for the endorsement for Kamala?
Not true.
Not true, okay.
really? Well, here's the disbursements according to federal election records showing that you did in fact disperse 2 payments of $500,000. By the way, I wonder why do they do this? Like when they paid, maybe some finance nerd can tell me, when they paid Al Sharpton $500,000, it was 2 payments of $250,000. When they paid Oprah $1 million, it was 2 payments of $500,000. Why not a single payment for $500,000 or a single payment for $1 million? That seems curious to me. This on top of new reports. Again, Kamala Harris's campaign paid Al Sharpton's nonprofit a total of $500,000 in 2 payments. I mean, do you think that her middle class voters, is that something a middle class person that grew up middle class would spend money on?
I can't get over these numbers.
It gets worse.
$10 million for Beyonce to step up and back Kamala Harris publicly. $5 million for Megan Thee Stallion. $3 million for Lizzo. 1.8 million for Eminem.
Hurricane Helene victims got $750. And hilariously, Eminem got less than Lizzo. These people never supported Kamala Harris. They just got paid. And I'm sure that these payments will all come out in the federal election once it gets updated. Of course, fans rushing to roast celebrities reportedly paid off to endorse Kamala, and Beyonce didn't even perform. Why would Harris pay someone to endorse her? If you're Oprah, why do you need to take another $1 million? For God's sake, give it to a food bank or people in need. There is such rot in an American campaign money, celebrity, how it's spent. I'm so grossed out by this. Matt Quintana writes, they are elitist, rich, corrupt liberals with very little morals. Just imagine how they would spend taxpayer money when elected. Fair point. You see Breaking 911, holy smokes, Kamala's campaign wasted $20 million to buy celebrity endorsements. That's wild. I can't get over the fact that our campaign managers let her spend $20 million on these losers. And Beyonce didn't even perform. $10 million for an introduction. Who was in charge of Kamala's budget? $10 million for 2 seconds of Beyonce. And we wonder why nobody has any money left to live a decent life. Aren't these payments really bribes? Aren't bribes illegal in campaigns? Well, that's my position. These payments are, of course, bribes. Now, they're going to say, oh, well, it was to reimburse costs and da-da-da-da-da. I don't think that would stand up to actual scrutiny, actual court proceedings. I don't think it would hold up to that. I just don't. I don't think that it would stand up in court that these weren't just payoffs. Her campaign, in my opinion, broke the law, bribed people for endorsements, and hilariously told the American people that all these people just did it for free, which is yet another lie. Nothing was true about this woman. Nothing will ever be true about what Democrats do. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe or follow down below. We'll talk to you again real soon.